Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today I'm going on a residential property viewing for a home buyer. Now this property is based in the Lee Chapel South area, which is in Basildon, Essex. Now this area is really sought after because it's a really family friendly area. There's a nursery and primary school in the area that a lot of people want to get their kids into. So again, another reason why it's really sought after, as well as that it's really close to the town centre, train station, within walking distance. So as I said, I'm going to view this property for a residential buyer, and I think it's more suited to a residential buyer simply because of one, the price point. As an investor, you might not want to spend this much on an investment property. Well, obviously it does depend on your strategy, and also if the yield's going to be high enough, you may want to spend that much. But where the yield's not as high, maybe in this area, you probably wouldn't want to do it as an investment in the first instance anyway. So anyway, yeah, residential because of price point, and then secondly because of the fact that it's in this prime location, this location whereby a lot of people tend to buy as a family home. Also the spec that this property has been done to. So it is an old build house, but the current owner has really done it up to show home standards. So they've completely refurbed the place, and it looks like a new build really. And so yeah, you're definitely paying for all of that work and all of the effort and love that has been put into the property. So yeah, again, for this reason, probably more suited to a residential buyer, because again, an investor will probably want to buy something that's not done up to this level. An investor will probably want to buy a property and then be able to add some value to it themselves, because that's how you can get some quick equity in a property. Saying that, however, there's nothing stopping you from later deciding to convert this to a buy to let, maybe after living in it for a while. And that's because if you did this property as a buy to let, you could get about £600 in cash flow each month. So that is money that you can pocket after the mortgage has been paid off. So that's pretty good. In terms of the property itself, it's a very spacious 3-bedroom terraced house. So you've got 3 bedrooms, 2 of them are doubles and then 1 is a single, although still has quite a bit of room from what I saw in the pictures. As well as that, the property also has a really large garden, which is obviously a big attraction. Come summertime, you're really going to be able to enjoy that. And this property is going for £340,000. Now you can definitely get a 3-bed terraced house in the Basildon Essex area for a lot cheaper, maybe 280,000, 290,000. But again, the reason why this is priced a lot higher is because it is in this sought after location of Lee Chapel South. As well as that, again, the spec that the current owner has done the property up to has made the asking price this high. Right, so I think that's enough talking for now. Let's get on to the viewing, and then afterwards I'll come back, do a bit of a debrief, talk about what I think, whether it's still worth passing on to the home buyer, and then yeah, we can just take it from there. So let's go on to the viewing. I've got my shoes on, do you mind? Okay. Are you into decor and stuff? Or did you get someone to come and help you?
I don't decorate.
No?
I choose and I buy what I want, but I don't do painting and things like that.
Yeah.
We've got a friend that does painting.
But did you come up with the colour schemes and stuff?
Yeah, I just very plain and neutral.
Nice, it's really nice the way you put it together.
Been a work in progress.
How long have you been here?
5 years.
You must have done quite a lot to it.
Everything. It was in a terrible state when we first met. Trying to get out of your video.
Nice.
The French doors there going from the conservatory too, so you can
Oh
go either
yeah.
way. So that's the smallest room there. You can fit a double in it, but just a double. door, you're welcome to open it.
Got distracted. At this point, the seller was explaining to me that this loft goes right through the whole width of the house, which makes it a really big loft, and so in that sense you could convert it to another bedroom. Okay, so back from the viewing now, so let us debrief. So what did I like about the house? So first of all, I like the fact that, as with the pictures, the property is really spacious. You saw the living room, loads of space there, nice dining area, loads of light coming in from that conservatory. It's nice to have an extension on the property. It just gives it a lot more room. Also, you know, the kitchen, love the kitchen again, as with the pictures, done up to a really nice spec. Garden, again, like massive, just like the picture, so much space in there. You had loads of grass space, and then as well as that, also the more like, I don't even know how to term it, the built-up area where you could have like seating and entertain people, even space for a trampoline like towards the back of the garden. What else did I like about it? The property is just really spacious. Again, the loft area, so the owner mentioned that the loft actually goes the width of the house, which is very big, and she also said that one of her neighbours has done a conversion in that property, so you can just see that there's loads of potential in that property. So again, taking it back to the whole residential side, if you wanted to do this as an investment property, there's value there because you can add another room, and if you're going to rent it out, because you're able to create an additional room, you can get more rent for that property. So yeah, all good stuff. So who do I think the house would be suited for? So I've already mentioned residential, but more specifically, you know, a family, because there's so much space in the property. So maybe if you're a couple, you know, looking to start a family, or you've already got, you know, a couple of kids, or, you know, one child, it's a really good space for you. Even if you don't have kids, I think it's a good place to just, you know, start to build your own. So maybe as your family grows, obviously you've got space to accommodate that. Now, what's good about the general area and location? So as I mentioned, it's in a very after area, Lee Chapel South, and there's a great nursery and primary school over there, Lee Chapel South Nursery and Primary School, I believe, so that's really good. Again, the location is very accessible, so it's very close to the town centre, shopping mall, and also train station. I believe it's a 20-minute walk. Yeah, it's a 20-minute walk, and then a 4-minute drive. As well as that, it's only like 37 minutes away from London, so if you're somebody that has to work in London, or you're just trying to get into London, because I feel like everybody is anywhere for one reason or another, whether it's to, you know, go out for a meal, you know, just to, I don't know, shop, whatever it may be. Yeah, London's very accessible from the area. So as well as being able to easily commute in and out of the area, there's also the fact that, as I mentioned, you've got, you know, your shopping mall there. So you've got all your high street retailers, your restaurants that you want to go to are there as well. As well as, like, you know, for your groceries, you've got supermarkets nearby. So you've got a big Asda, you've also got an Iceland. So yeah, definitely all the kind of things that you'd want in an area, in a residential area, are there. So now let's do a bit of a comparison to London, because, you know, if we're honest, the reason why a lot of people are moving out of the London area into places like Essex and Kent is because they want more space and they don't want to have to pay a fortune for it. So in London, for this asking price of £340,000, you probably get yourself a 2-bed terraced house at most. It could be nice, but it really wouldn't be as spacious as what you've just seen in this property. So there's that. And then to try and get a property of this spec, so 3-bed terrace, and then just done up to this standard, would probably put you back like £450,000 in London, and that's in the Barking and Dagenham area. So, you know, they're not even like central London, so you can just see about 100k more to get a property of this spec, you know, in London. So yeah, I think based on that, it's definitely worthwhile. I think the asking price of £340,000 is very fair for this property, also for the location that it's in. Also, if you check recently sold house prices on even like Rightmove, and I'll also use something called property data, like you'll see that, you know, houses in that location, this type of property, are selling for that price. So, you know, it's not really inflated or anything like that. So general use for this property, I know I've mentioned that it's for a residential buyer and it's more suited for residential purposes, but to be fair, if you decided to convert to a buy-to-let investment property later down the line, you know, it could be very feasible, because as I said earlier, you could get about £600 in cash flow each month for a property like this. Based on my research, monthly rental income for a property like this would be about £1,350,000 at least, and then your monthly mortgage payments would be like £750. So obviously work out the difference, that's £600 cash flow, which is nice. So this would make your yield for the property 4.8%. Now I know I always say to aim for a 5% yield when looking for an investment property, but as I've said, if you buy this as a residential in the first place, then it is really feasible to convert it later if you decide to move. So in summary, I think this property is a great one. It's got loads of space, it's been done up to a really good spec, and there's also potential to further add value. So again, the loft that I mentioned earlier, you can create another room in there. What were your thoughts? Would you be interested in a property like this? Would you like to view it? Would you be interested in buying? Please do let me know down in the comments. As most of you will know, I'm a property sourcer, so you know, this is basically like what I do, find properties for either investors or residential home buyers. So if this is something that you're interested in, please do get in touch with me via my email in the description box. And also you can sign up to my property sourcing service if this is something that you're interested in. So finally, what did you guys think of this video? Did you find it interesting? Did you find it useful? I'd love to know. Please do give it a thumbs up if you have done. Please do also let me know if you'd like me to do more videos like this. Also, what kind of properties would you like to see? Would you like to see some investment purchases as well as like residential ones? Would you like to see like refurb projects or properties that do require some work so I can go on viewings, show you guys around, and then afterwards do a debrief of how much it costs to get this property back up to scratch, and then, you know, potentially how much value that you could add to it. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see and I'll make sure that I do that. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.